Welcome to Kesus World. This is the Keep Up Podcast where we keep you up with everything pop culture, anime, horror, things of that nature. We were not here for, what is it, going on 2 weeks?
2 weeks?
2 weeks. First week that we were missed, we were busy, things happen, whatever. But a lot of stuff happened. We can take this week by week, which really, I can't really put into phrase where what happened. Only one show, and that show, as you know, is getting a lot of hate right now. So according to Rotten Tomatoes, the prestige show called Acolyte is at 13%.
Jesus Christ.
On Rotten Tomatoes. Audience score, I'm not going to try to cheat them. I think critic score, whatever, is like an 80 something or 50 something, some wild shit.
Probably.
But,
I can check.
But definitely, audience score is at 13.
There we go. Rotten Tomatoes.
And that right there, I think, is super crazy. We had a lot of trailers drop. We're gonna talk about a few of them. We have movies come out. We're going to talk about those too. It's just going to be a jam-packed show today. Yeah. I think that it's going to be a great conversation.
85%.
85% for... So we'll start off with Disney and the Acolyte. And boy, I tell you. So let me get this out the way just so everybody knows. I am a Star Wars fan, not a Star Wars fanatic. Alright? I read a few of the comics, only some of the Vader ones that I thought looked interesting, and I probably didn't even finish those because I can't tell you about them. I watched all the movies just because they were there, and I'm a movie goer and a movie seer and stuff like that. I've watched all the shows except Andor because I'm gonna be honest, that shit looked boring.
It's really not. You gotta watch it. If you like...
I don't like I don't like anything without a lightsaber. I was so surprised.
You should still watch it.
I was so surprised I like Mando. But I just wanted to paraphrase that before I go into what I'm going to say with Acolyte. The way I look at Acolyte is from... I look at it as what is the script bringing? Yeah. What is the filming bringing? The filmography, whatever. The way it's filmed, the camera angles, the lighting, things of that nature. Then I go to what are these costumes looking like? What are the special effects? What then the choreo? What's the fighting looking like? Quick thoughts about episode 1 because we weren't in here when episode 1 and 2 dropped. I was happy with the fighting. I was...
At the beginning.
There's just episode 1. I was happy with the fighting. I was real cool when they had Trinity out there fighting. She was doing the whole pop.
That was a catfish.
I was I was excited. I was like, yo, this is what I want to see. But she ended up dying in a real mundane way.
In the first 10 minutes.
I'm just talking about the first episode right now. It's just, I expected her to be more throughout the show because they have her on the poster for it.
Yeah, in the trailer, and you advertise her.
Yeah, and it's you're bringing her face and her name in to help you sell.
And everybody's like, damn, this is what I'm talking about, and nothing happened.
And nothing at all happened with that character. A complete waste of her. I forget her real name, but Trinity from Matrix is a complete waste of her being in this show. Which, if the fighting scenes are like that throughout the show, I think having her in the show would be amazing. Giving her back history with her past movies. Episode 1, when you realize there's 2 of them, the twins.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
when I saw it, I was like, what am I looking at? What the hell?
I didn't like it at all just because they could have did something else. I don't know what it is. Like, and I'm gonna let you guys know, I don't have any notes. This is no notes right here. I'm just going off the top. If I did, I would probably pick through this show. But I want to give y'all like just fresh off the brain what I'd be thinking. I think maybe if they found a different avenue of why, like, say the good sister was never even part of the show. Say it was just her wanting revenge because the Jedi did some dirty shit to her people.
Yeah.
Jedi are on a moral compass, right? Jedi are better than the Sith, because Sith are really bad. But Jedi are not always necessarily good. Mm. They follow their ways. You know, I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts about it? As far as like
first episode one? Like at the beginning, it was the same as you. I was like super excited when they started fighting, and when I saw like the lightsaber action and like the choreo and whatever, I'm like, bro, this is actually like, this is what I'm talking about right here. And then she died in the most like weirdest way ever. I was like, okay, maybe that was like a flashback.
It was so bad.
Or something. Or like she was training or whatever. Like,
or when she approached the table when she was sitting.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she was like, show me, this is what I mean about the writing. Dog.
Yeah, she was like, it was so weird, and then she just stood there like, I was like, okay.
Like,
that's a little weird.
Like, dog, like the writing in this is like very as if we're in an anime or a cartoon on like an animated setting.
Yeah.
This is what we said last pod, that not everything in an animated movie or show
or comics or whatever
or anything can be said and it would translate. Because I guarantee you, if they said that joint in an animated show, I'd probably be like, oh, that's fire.
I'll be like, oh shit.
I'll probably be like, oh, they want the smoke. Oh my goodness. You say that and a bunch of people, like real life people, and I'm gonna look at you the same way. I'm like,
oh, what the hell is wrong with you? Like,
why are you standing like that over me? Like, that's my reaction to it.
I think the best thing, like, I'm not gonna say like, because we're going by episode, but I think the best thing about the first episode was like Soul, like the Korean from.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's in Squid Games, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. When you say the best thing,
the best thing about like the first episode and like, to be honest, the show is him, because he's like,
yeah, so far
he feels like freaking like Qui-Gon.
In a way, yeah.
Like in a way, he has that like he sees the good in everybody, and he's like he cares for people. Yeah. Like he has attachments.
He's the only person who actually feels like a Jedi in this
whole movie. Because everybody else, I'm like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, like nobody else acts like a Jedi. He's the only one who acts like a Jedi.
I think that's like, because like the first episode.
I think my best thing from the first episode is the fighting, of course.
Like the first 10 minutes, because everything else.
Yeah.
It's just like.
I'm trying to remember like what else. And there's nothing else jumping at me. And I think, so with episode 1, my worries after watching it was, okay, the high of it was that fight. But it wasn't really like a spectacular fight. It was just like a regular fight.
Yeah, it was like a bar fight.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, whatever. You killed off her in a mundane way. Okay, cool. We got that going on. But then the rest of the episode was such a drop-off from what they built up, where I was worried, okay, going into episode 2, maybe that's why they gave us a 2-pack.
Yeah.
Was going to episode 2, okay, now we pick it up, we established that this is the problem. Mm-hmm. Now the Jedi have to respond. Because if you kill a Jedi Master, I would think there's some urgency within the Jedi Council.
The Jedi would be like, oh, we got to do something. Something's going on.
I'm thinking that there's some urgency in the Jedi Council. And let me tell you, this is what happens when you don't read comics or anything like that. You're not deep into the lore. You know some of the lore. This is from me. I'm saying a Jedi Master gets killed by somebody, and the Jedi Council is really had no urgency.
Yeah, they're like, well, she died. Well, how about you go over there and check? Like, what? Like,
it was so awkward and so weird. But that was my worry. Now going into episode 2, I'll be honest, I can't remember episode 2 to save my life. I'm trying to think right now.
Episode 2 is when like the ship crashes and Soul.
When they find the other twin.
Yeah. And Soul
Soul goes.
Soul goes to the planet and like saves her and like takes her.
Was it that one? I thought, or was it the first episode when they found out there was a twin? Or you find the viewer, you find out, maybe that's a different person or whatever.
Yeah.
And she gets arrested and then.
Yeah.
Okay, so episode 2 is when they crash the ship.
Yeah.
Now you know how I feel about episode 2. I forgot it.
It's boring.
It's this show through 2 episodes. Because we're going to get to the next 2. In 2 episodes, made me forget about what happened.
Oh, they gave one of the Jedis the Killmonger look.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they just keep giving everybody the Killmonger look.
Black gets that damn dread swooped over fade. I hate that haircut. So I blame Michael B. Jordan for that. I blame Ryan Coogler. I blame Chadwick Boseman. I blame every black person on that set for letting that haircut rock.
I mean, it looked good for Killmonger, and then they just like overused it everywhere. Everybody was like, oh my goodness. Let's just use it.
They could have just gave him some regular dreads, called it a day. That episode was boring.
Mm-hmm.
That episode was real boring. They just tracked her down. Oh no, this is when they
tracked her down.
That's when Soul fought the sister. Episode 2.
Yeah.
Again, fight scene was okay.
Like he was fighting like a Jedi would fight somebody that doesn't have a weapon.
Yeah. And then something happened in this show where it's kind of controversy, right? Because a lot of people I've been seeing online saying, well, Jedi are good. Jedi are this. Jedi wouldn't do blah, blah, blah. But then that one Jedi that kills himself basically because he drunk the shit.
Yeah.
The poison. It's, he admits to guilt.
Yeah. They have something
They haven't elaborated. Now I'm saying they won't. The season's not over. But this is episode 2 now. We're about to be on episode 5. So they haven't elaborated at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, and this is what I mean by the writing. The writing goes down this hole where they can attach on something good, and then completely go fucking left.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is awesome. Let's just go this way. And
it's like, dog, you have this dude who's guilty about something. So honestly, now I feel she has a reason to kill. Because before she was just killing a Master Jedi. I was like, why? Now you're getting a reason as the Jedi have done something to warrant that reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We go through that. She fights Soul. Cool. Nice action scene. Whatever. He didn't even take out his damn lightsaber.
Yeah.
Cool. Whatever. Then she runs. She gets away.
Mm-hmm. Like she does the little like force thing and like
then
flies off.
Which I don't understand why he couldn't do the force thing back and clear that shit out the way.
I mean,
is whatever. But she did that. She got away. The sisters meet. I remember that.
And she like shoots her, but misses.
Look.
Or she wasn't really trying to shoot her. Like who knows?
Wasn't really trying to shoot her. I'm like, okay. Episode 3.
Bro, episode 3, because like the first 2 episodes, everybody like, I mean, if they acted the way I did, like the first 2 episodes, I was like, it's not as good as I thought it was gonna be, but like, I mean, it's still Star Wars. I'm gonna give it a chance. Episode 3 might be like what I'm talking about.
I felt it was like Mandalorian season 3, or Book of Boba Fett, where there were some episodes that are kind of like, but it's Star Wars. I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Episode 3 killed that for me.
Yeah, episode 3 was just...
Episode 3 really proved who are Star Wars fans or not. Because those people who are Star Wars fans are still watching it. And those people who aren't are out of here.
I'm still watching it.
I'm still watching it. I have been still watching it. But every week I open up that app and I'm just like... And I open up and I'm just like... What trash am I going to see now?
like, don't get me wrong. Like, the idea of like you showing how like other force sensitive people interpret the force was awesome. Like, I think that's an awesome premise. Yeah. Like, the way they executed it was just weird.
So I agree with you, because people were mad online that they were showing the force differently than how Jedi would. But Jedi show the force differently than how Sith do. Yeah. Like, how they interpret the force is totally different. Sith don't believe in the forces around us, tranquility, all that other bullshit.
Yeah, the force is power, and I'm gonna use it, and that's why they have lightning and
anger,
shit like that. Yeah.
Like, they go about having the force differently or harnessing the force differently than Jedi do. So why is it hard to believe in a galaxy that we know, or many galaxies where different creatures live and stuff, that force or the force wouldn't be like
it's just one specific way.
Yeah, they can go about harnessing it any way they choose from, you know. And even in Ahsoka with the witches or whatever,
the witches of Dathomir.
Yeah, like in my eyes, they were still using the force, but they were using it in like their.
Yeah, it's like magic.
Yeah, it's like their way. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't read the comics or anything like that. I know there's witches in there of different. There's different like covenants of witches.
There's a bunch of witches, yeah.
Yes, but in my eyes, when I see it put on screen, they're using the force. So you can't get mad at a bunch of witches of women are using the force the way they interpret it, but the way they wrote it out in the show and the way they were trying to explain it to us, horrible.
And I don't know if it was just me, but the way, like, because there's something that we're gonna get into it, like House of Dragons. Like, House of Dragons has these scenes where it's just like 10-15 minutes of them talking.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining, and you're like just buying it. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But like the way the witches would talk to each other, and they would like act and like walk and everything, and even the like, they're kids, but like the kid actors, the little girls that were,
girls, yeah.
Like the acting was just like so bad. I was like, I am not buying any of this.
The script was so bad.
I'm not buying any of this.
The script was so bad. And I think what bothered me is, for one, you got 2 different girl actors to play twins. Why couldn't you do that when they were older? It would have. Whatever. Cool. I'll just ignore that bullshit.
Yeah, it's whatever.
The explaining of how they harness the force just didn't make sense. Like, it made sense, but it was just horrible the way they explained it. If you guys want to act like you don't know what I'm talking about, that's cool. But a lot of people know what I'm talking about, which is just the script. The writing is weird. It's trash. Now, one thing that it intrigued me, but then when I thought about it, it not pissed me off. It really confused me. Was when she was talking about using the force to create the girls.
Yeah, that was a little confusing. Not a little, like a lot. Because, like, the only person that I know is,
the main character of the Star Wars world.
Anakin is the only person I know that was born, like, through the Force.
That shit. When she said that, I was like, oh, that's intriguing. Like, but then I thought about, I heard this before.
I thought it was interesting at the beginning. The exact same thing happened. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I was like, oh, and this is what I mean when that dude said, when he before he took the poison, right, in episode 2, when he was like, I'm sorry, we deserve, whatever the fuck he said, but basically he alluded to the Jedi doing some dirty shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, y'all could run with this. They don't run with that shit. Then they go to episode 3 and they say something like that, which is like, well, that can get a lot of people intrigued on what does she mean, created them. But then I really thought about it. I'm like, hold up. Only one person, that's supposed to happen to one person, and he's literally supposed to be the one.
Yeah, the chosen one.
Yeah, he's the chosen one. He was created by the Force. He's baby Jesus. He is, in the Star Wars world, he is baby Jesus. He's getting created. He doesn't have a father. He's getting created by the Force. His mom carries him. Boom. You have Anakin. Mm-hmm. Are you telling me that before Anakin,
Like, twins were born.
Twins of the same way were born. Now, if this is in the book, right?
Like, they can run with the Anakin was born, like the Force made him. And Nobody made him.
What makes this worse, this is only like 100 or so years before
isn't it like
Anakin.
Isn't it like
before episode 1?
100 or 300 something?
No, it's like 100.
100 years?
Yeah, and that's not a long time. Yoda's still very much alive.
Yeah.
Another character that's not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
But
Don't even get me started on that.
Episode 4,
Don't even get me started on that.
He's not supposed to be here, but he's here. Literally 20 to 40 years after this series, he's supposed to be born.
Yeah, don't even get me started.
So it's like, it's not far away from Anakin to
Yeah.
the point where, why the fuck are they here? Why do you have these? And maybe, like I said, the season's not over, so maybe they can explain it and wrap shit up in ways that we will understand.
It's only 3 episodes, by the way.
But from right now, this shit is written horribly. Like, it's not.
Don't even like.
There's so many plot holes.
And don't even get me started on episode 4.
Oh yeah, we can get into episode 4.
Episode 4 was just. I was like
boring as hell. That was the first thing that came to mind. Was this episode so boring? It did nothing for the story. It was episode 3 and episode 4 did nothing for the story. They were literally just there. We already knew she had a twin sister. We already knew her people died. You gave us episode 3.
Oh, by the way, that's another thing. Like, I was telling my wife, Brenda, I was, because she watches Star Wars shows because she likes Star Wars. Like, I got her into Star Wars, so she loves it. She loves, like, I started her with The Mandalorian, and she was like, okay, I love The Mandalorian. Then Book of Boba Fett, like, for me, it wasn't that big of a deal because, like, you know, like, I'm more into the Star Wars lore than she is. But at that time, she was like, this is amazing. And I was like, okay, we can run with this. Then she watches the movies. Like, she loves Star Wars.
Yeah.
She zoned out of the Acolyte.
It's so...
She, zoned out. Like...
You know why I think it's boring, too? Is because it does nothing for the story. It doesn't move the story forward. It's just, you're just getting episodes just to get episodes. You're getting Star Wars content just to get Star Wars content. It's not moving the story to where we're finding shit out. It's 4 episodes in, and you've been telling us the same shit. Something happened to their people, the twins' people.
Like, I feel catfished, like, really badly, cause like, you remember when they started showing like a little bit of like what the Acolyte was gonna be about, and they were like, it's an apprentice, like a Sith apprentice. Yeah. I was like, okay.
And acolytes are.
I was like,
Sith apprentices.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. And then they started talking, and they were like, oh, so like this actress is gonna be in it. Like, this is the main character. Yeah. And I was like, whoa.
And they
awesome.
only showed the bad sister throughout the previews and trailers.
I was like, okay, this is awesome. Yeah. And then they showed this poster. Like, you remember the poster was like a lightsaber that like got dragged, but it has like blood. And it shows like it's like the.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You haven't seen that one? Like, I have to show it to you because like you're not gonna know what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it. I'm gonna show it to you.
Yeah, this show. There's so much wrong with it, and within the script that people say is so bad, it can be so good at the same time.
It's this poster.
Okay, I've seen that one.
In an age of light, a darkness rises. Bro, that poster, like, what does that poster tell you? Like, people need to understand that posters, like, sometimes excite the fandoms more than a trailer would.
Yeah.
Like, I saw this poster, and I was like, bro.
That would make me think it's gonna be more darker.
Exactly.
It's gonna be. But one thing is like, okay. Another thing that bothered me with episode 4. First of all, Keonde Mundi is in it.
Yeah, that was.
I'm saying his name right. It's kind of weird. He's in it. He's not supposed to be in it. Now they said that in Legends he was born later. They said Legends is not canon anymore, or was never canon. One of the two. Now they're saying that his birth date is unknown, which he's an alien. people don't really know when his alien
species, like his lifespan.
So it's like you can't really get on the creators for that, but at the same time, you're like, dog, y'all bullshitting.
Like you knew who you were putting on the freaking show. Like
y'all,
come on
y'all
now.
bullshitting right now. You could have used Yoda, but then
you could have used so many other people.
Within the conversation that they had in the first movie of him, that same character, that character, Keanu Mundi, telling Yoda, there hasn't been a Sith
in a millennia.
Yeah, in a millennia, some shit like that. You're telling me he's here. They know it's a Force user. They don't know it's a Sith. I'll cut them some slack. They don't know it's a Sith. We don't even know it's a Sith.
All we know, he has a red lightsaber.
Yeah, if there's no Sith around, then there's no Sith around. But I only know Sith to use red lightsabers.
I don't even.
And is an Acolyte considered a Sith? Just like a
Padawan is considered a Jedi.
So it's still, so even if they're calling someone an Acolyte, right? Which in the show, I'm guessing the bad twin with the Acolyte, unless they pull some switcheroo and the Acolyte is actually the one with the red lightsaber, he's still a fucking Sith. So if there's no way, right? So say these Jedis, say every one of these Jedis, because the episode spoiler ends at a cliffhanger. Say all these Jedi that are there.
The last 30 seconds of the episode, I was like, okay, this is the last 30 seconds of the 4th episode is what I was expecting throughout the whole show.
Yeah,
like when the freaking Sith, the Sith comes down flying behind her.
Did you think it was a woman or a man?
I don't know.
So when I saw the body structure, it was like a petite person.
It could be a woman.
So I was like, oh, it could be a woman.
Could be one of the witches.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh, it could be a woman. But then I saw the hands, and they were very male-like. So I'm like, maybe it's a small dude. And then I saw online, they were talking about it was the guy that the bad sister would hang out with, that he would help her and shit.
Oh, maybe he's the Acolyte.
Yeah.
And the Sith is gonna appear later on in the show.
That's what I was thinking. But I was like, if you name and one thing that I didn't like on X or Twitter or whatever, the writer for episode 4 came out and said, "Yo, I wrote episode 4." So she was answering questions, and one of the things she said, she was like, "They don't know if it's a Sith or not. It is not stated that it's a Sith or not." So basically, it's alluded to this could very well not be a Sith. And then Keanu Mundi also in the show said that, or the Jedi in the show, the council was like, "Oh, well, it could be a rogue Jedi."
Yeah.
And shit like that, or a Force user, shit like that. So then I'm like, okay, that possibly could happen, but why would you name the show Acolyte? Because people who know Star Wars know that what is an Acolyte? A Sith apprentice.
Yeah.
It is still a Sith. Assad Ventures or whatever, she was an Acolyte. She was still considered a Sith. I'm a Sith, a bad. There's sides. There's Jedi and there's Sith. If you're a Padawan, you're a Jedi. You know, after a Padawan, you get called a Jedi Knight.
And then you have Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati, rogue Jedi, but they're still
I'm sorry, you give somebody a red lightsaber, they got on a creepy mask, which for the record, I don't like it or dislike the mask. It's whatever to me.
I like it because I
don't think every Sith needs a mask.
But that's like a Star Wars thing.
That's a movie thing.
Yeah, that's like a Star Wars thing. Every bad guy has a freaking mask.
Because in the games, not a lot of Sith have on masks.
Mm-hmm.
In the books I read, that I have read, a lot of Sith don't have masks. They might have started off with a mask, or they'll end with a mask. Mm-hmm. But it's usually because they end with a mask because they got messed up somehow. And the mask helps them breathe, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, whatever it is.
But a lot of times, they just like Jedi. They just are out here with no mask on. Some of them are more disfigured than others because, the dark side of the Force changes your features. Mm-hmm. Cool. But, I didn't like or not like the mask, but, episode 4 really did a lot of damage to the Star Wars. If you see some of the stuff online, episode 4 has fucked up the Star Wars.
It just feels like such an awkward show around this amazing shows that Disney has put out, because people be saying oh, the Acolyte is ruining, like, not Acolyte, Disney's ruining Star Wars. Bro, Disney has put out, like, good stuff, like Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire.
They put out good stuff. I think they put out more bad stuff than good. And I'm not counting none of their
You're counting
animated.
movies?
No, I'm not gonna count their animated stuff because animated I think is easier to put out than live action.
And they've been like actually following canon and making good decisions with the animated stuff.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I just don't think like with live shows, the only really good ones we got was Mando. In my opinion, this is all my opinion. Is Mando. I didn't mind season 3. I know a lot of people didn't like season 3.
Yeah, I like it.
I didn't mind season 3. Obi-Wan.
There's a lot of people also.
A lot of people did not like Obi-Wan.
I fucking loved it.
I didn't mind Obi-Wan at all.
I loved it.
Book of Boba Fett, I was on the fence about, but there's
a couple of episodes
it
that
started
I was
picking up towards the end, so that kind of won me over. Ahsoka was confusing as hell for me. I'll be honest. It was like hit or miss.
But it was more because you didn't like watch.
I didn't watch Clone Wars either, so I knew the characters like.
Well, Rebels. Sorry.
Or Rebels. Yeah. But I knew the characters that were in it, like Sabine and all of them. Like I knew those characters. I didn't know their importance. I didn't know like the relationship they had within each other. Like Sabine is the
Mandalorian.
Yeah, that has the lightsaber.
Mandalorian Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah. She was annoying as shit as me in this show. Like, I hated her character. Like, not like her causing Ahsoka to get beaten and shit, and like all that other shit annoyed the fuck out of me. I wanted her character to die. Like, get rid of Sabine.
It was a good show though.
But overall, I think it was one of his better shows.
Yeah. Andor, that's my opinion. Like, Andor is just.
This is my personal thing. Like, I loved Rogue One. Like, I did love Rogue One. But I also loved it because it was like chef's kiss when Vader came in.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, Rogue One is cool. And then I saw Vader at the end. And I was like, chef's kiss. I was like, chef's kiss. Andor, I will not like a Han Solo movie. I don't like that.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't like that.
Which was weird at the end of the movie when Darth Maul showed up. I was like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah. And he had no legs, so it was the Darth Maul. Like,
yeah, I was like, what?
How long does he? No, like, whatever. But it was a lot. I think they put out just so much trash where people are blaming Disney, and of course I hate to use the word, but people think Disney's trying to go woke, and I think that needs to stop personally. Like, the way I look at it is the show good or is it not?
Yeah.
I think this script on this show is bad. You could be a super fan. You could want to support an IP because you want it to succeed and you want more of, like, maybe they will do another show that's a hit versus they lose a bunch of money on this show. They might not do another show for a minute and shit like that. But I was just reading something today where the new director, which is a woman, forgot her name, but she's directing that Rey movie, the new Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And she said Rey is the heartbeat of Star Wars.
I mean, at this point.
And I was like, do you mean like right now? Because she's the only character who's really alive.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, at this point, like, she's the only one that's alive.
I was like, and I feel like that's just so tone deaf to what fans have said about the old movies. They did not like the one where Palpatine shows back up. They did not like that.
That's the last.
That's the last one out of the trilogy. They did not like that. They didn't like that they changed Ben Solo. They didn't like that they changed how they changed him from the very beginning, from the comics or whatever. Because there's supposed to be like 3 siblings for him or whatever. They're all supposed to be like super strong, but they didn't like how they changed his character. I mean, there's a lot. They didn't like how they catfished us again in the first, the first Star Wars movie back out of that trilogy.
Force Awakens?
They didn't like how they catfished us with Rey and, was it Finn? When Finn is supposed to be Force sensitive.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't like, and they were supposed to get with each other too.
Yeah, because, like, I remember in the trailer...
They changed directors, too.
But you remember in the trailer when Finn, like they advertised him, like, in the trailer, like, pulling this lightsaber and everything. Yeah. I'm like, oh!
And then everybody was like, to use a lightsaber, you need to have the Force. Like,
and then, like...
Yeah, so everybody's like, oh, cool. Like, oh, no.
And then Kylo Ren got his ass handed to him by somebody that
never trained
and everything. I was like,
He was like, oh, he has stormtrooper training. Yeah, stormtrooper. He doesn't have, like, what it lights. It was a lot of bad, but I think a lot of people are just tired, right?
Hey, and I'm not saying you're not allowed to enjoy those movies. Like, if you enjoy those movies, that's awesome. I'm happy even for everybody that does.
I'm not saying you're not allowed to feel how you feel about maybe them pushing women to the forefront, like, as hard as they are. I think if they did it kind of organically, if they were like, just, here's Rey. Because I don't think nobody had an issue with Rey being the main character in the first movie.
I didn't.
I don't think nobody at all gave a damn. We were like, okay, this is a new character. I think when they, throughout the movie, when she was learning or using Force abilities, like, that Jedi usually have to train years for or whatever, and she was just using it so easily, and she was doing things so easily, and there wasn't no explanation for it. It was kind of like a Mary Sue situation where she's just all out powerful for no fucking reason. And even with male characters, people don't naturally like those type of characters. But then when they try to force correct it in the last two movies, and then they're like, oh, she's Palpatine's daughter. That's why she's so strong.
I'm like,
whoa. I was like,
where the hell did that come from?
She was strong enough to electrocute, to hold a fucking spaceship to the point where she electrocutes it and blows it up. That's some Vader shit. Like, to hold a whole spaceship from taking off, that's Vader, like, type power. And you're telling me her with, like, barely any training.
She does all that.
Does all of that.
That's all of that. That's crazy.
It's kind of like, looking at this point, she could beat Anakin in his prime versus her right now. So, I think there's no consistency with the new Star Wars either. And I think a lot of the, like, hardcore fans hate that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There's no consistency. Like, having Keanu in this shit was, like, the last straw.
Like, I liked The Last Jedi, the second one. Mm-hmm. I think the second one is, like, the best out of the three.
I think the first one was the best because I didn't know what I was getting into.
Oh. No, I like the second one. I like the second one. The second one, like, fixed a lot of things that I didn't like about the first one and whatever. And I was like, okay, if we roll with this...
I didn't like it because they pushed Finn's character, like, to the side. Like, they're just like, eh.
I didn't mind that because, like...
And then the third one, they kind of just got rid of him.
Because in the second one, it was more Rey. And I was like, okay, I like this. What I didn't like is that, like, in the first, like, 3 movies, like the old ones, it was, like, 3 characters. It was Han Solo, Luke, and Leia. Mm-hmm. And then in the other ones, it was Padme, Obi-Wan, and Anakin, right? That was like the 3 main characters from the
kind of, yeah, they're all... Well, the third one, Padme was kind of like sidelined a little bit.
Yeah, but she was pregnant, so...
Yeah.
She couldn't really...
Her character wasn't... It was more the turmoil between the two than with her,
yeah.
So, yeah.
So, like... And then in this one, like, you sold me that we were gonna have a sick pilot.
Okay, yeah.
You were telling me that we were gonna have a character that was gonna have an arc. Like, basically, he was a trooper, and then he, like, got out of that life, and, like, now he's friends with the other 2 main characters.
And he's possibly a Force user.
And I'm like, bro, whoa! And then you have, like, a female character that, like, at the trailers and whatever, like, doesn't show it, but when the movie starts and, like, it keeps going, like, she's, like, Force sensitive too. I'm like, okay, this is pretty awesome. Like,
that's what I said. The first one is the best because it has all of that, like the surprise it can give you. Now, no matter how it fell through.
Yeah. And then the second one, like, you push the other 2 characters kind of to the side. Mm-hmm. and like just focus on Rey, I was like, okay, maybe we do need this.
Do you think they should have brought back Luke and Leia in those movies, or kept them away?
I think they were important for the plot.
I think,
especially Leia, since Leia,
because they changed directors. And
yeah,
the old director said that's.
But Leia had to show up because she's a senator.
Yeah.
At that point, so like I would expect her to show up, and Luke, like I was expecting him to show up because like if we had Han Solo in the first one, I'm like, okay, we might have Luke on this one. So I didn't mind like the legacy characters showing up. It's just the way they handled them that messed me up.
Well, I knew Harrison Ford was going to die just because he said he started playing Han Solo. He doesn't want to play no more. So he said he never liked the character. So yeah, fuck it. But as far as the Acolyte, I think that they just got to get the right. For me, it's the writing.
Yeah.
For me, it's definitely there's no consistency in it. And when I say consistency, it's not within the Star Wars lore as much as it is just within their own show that they're making right now. There's from episode 1 to episode 4, they have gone 5 different directions, contradicted themselves in so many times.
And those 5 directions feel like it's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. And it's like every episode they're starting over and telling a different story or telling us a different part of the same story that's just not progressing. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I think Solo is my favorite character because he's the only character that
feels like a Star Wars character.
Feels like a Star Wars character, but also like he's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Like he's like, Jedi Council, no, we have to go talk about it. Why can't I just go to...
Like, just give me a team and I'll go over there and do what
it
has to be done.
I already know what they want, whatever the case may be. Now, like I said, my conspiracy theory is that the Acolyte is not the sister. It's actually the guy she was working for. Or woman. But I think they're the actual Acolyte. Now, I'm only saying Acolyte because the show is called Acolyte. Now, if they are that means they are a Sith. If they are a Sith, that means that Sith have been around before 100 years, which that's not hard to believe either, because the reason Palpatine got to where he got was because the Jedi were ignorant. The Jedi were kind of turning their nose up on stuff. They thought they were the strongest.
So he was like infiltrated, and that's how he got under their nose.
He already knew. Like we already know from Episode 1 that the Jedi are incompetent in that area. Yoda even points it out that the Jedi were naive to think that Sith would not be here. Blah blah blah. This being a Sith wouldn't bother me, I think, as much as a lot of other people will get bothered. Yeah. But what does bother me is Ki-Adi-Mundi saying there has not been a Sith. And if they in this show, if they in this show say, no, this is a Sith, I think that's going to set people over the edge. That people are going to lose their damn minds.
We still got to watch the whole show, but it's not going in a good direction.
Not
at all.
But on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you rating this show so far?
4.
Oh, you're nice.
Just because...
You're not. I can't stand the show.
Just because yellow lightsabers. Just because.
Oh, that chick with the whip lightsaber. Is that the green one? The green lady?
Is she?
Is she? I think the green lady.
You're right. I totally forgot there was a whip lightsaber.
So the one that's been talking to Sol the whole time, she's the one with the whip lightsaber.
I think so, yeah.
So we have still yet seen her fight.
That fight's gonna be like 2 minutes.
Probably. So that means my only thing is they're having this issue right now. How are we not addressing this? Especially with Yoda still being here and now Ki-Adi-Mundi. How are we not addressing this when episode 1 comes? I just want to see how they work that and tie that in. That's my biggest thing. But at a scale at a 1 to 10, I'm giving this like a 3. And it's mostly because of just the writing. I can't stand a show that has bad writing.
Yeah.
Like, y'all gotta realize that bitch in episode 1 went up to the table, was like, fight me with all your strength or some bullshit like that.
Fight me with all your strength.
And posed in front of a table.
Alright, bro. What?
And was like, what the fuck? Now, she did whoop their ass, but she literally... Nah. The writing is terrible.
No.
Moving on, though.
Moving on.
We're off of Star Wars. We're off of Disney.
That took us like, what, 30 minutes?
Oh my goodness. It was
Jesus
so bad.
Christ.
House of Dragons is back. House of Dragons is back.
Baby.
And they started off with a bang.
Banger episode.
Towards the end of the show, they start off with a bang. This is episode. I haven't seen episode 2 yet. I'm going to. I was tired last night, but episode 1 was great.
Episode 1 was insane.
Well, I wouldn't say great. Okay, it was like we're filling you guys back in.
Well, yeah, it's been a while, so you have to like give people like time to like catch up and be like, okay,
kind of feel the emotion. It's picking up right where it left off. The beginning.
It's literally like a couple of hours.
Yeah, the beginning. You see the older brother's name. This series is the one that died.
Yeah.
I forgot the older brother's name. I'm sorry, but he goes up to see Cregan Stark.
It's not Lucerys.
Is Lucerys the little one?
Lucerys is the little one, I think. Oh, I forgot. But yeah, the older one is.
The older one's talking to Cregan Stark.
Which, by the way, looks sick. I love it.
The thing is, in the book, Cregan Stark is an old dude.
Well, maybe like this war goes on for a while, so.
It doesn't go on that while.
Well, maybe they are in the show.
In my head, I have a timeline of how far this shit is supposed to go,
but maybe in the show it will. They
change it out like 4 seasons. I think they want to end it up and wrap it up in 4 seasons. So they still got a while to go.
Yeah.
But Cregan Stark in the book, he's like this big, just old dude. He's big as shit though. He looks badass in the book, or how they describe him. But in here, he's just some young dude. He still looks good though. I mean, he just looks young. And he talks like a Stark. Like they all, it seems like out of everybody, of all the families, Starks are the only ones that have stayed true to who they were this whole time. Them and Targaryens are the only ones that have stayed true to their name as far as like how they go about things, how they talk. Targaryens are dicks in the way you can look at it.
Yeah.
He's at the wall, and when I think it was, I can't remember when the Night King was created, because they do say that.
Kind of.
In the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But Cregan alludes to there being some weird shit on the other side of that.
Yeah,
wall.
which is cool the way he said it, because he's like, "Do you think my ancestor built a 7 feet something wall?
Yeah,
to keep like wildlings out."
Dog, and then he was like, "Your ancestor's dragon was scared to fly over there. He refused to fly over there." So I'm like, okay. Obviously, the Night King is over there. So then I immediately was like, okay, when was the Night King created? But then I was like, who fucking cares? So he gets the note, whatever, and then you get the aftermath of what's going on with Rhaenyra, Daemon, and everybody else. Let me tell you, I hate the Greens.
Oh yeah, especially Kristen Cole.
Him and Alicent are like my 2 least favorite. I have read the book. I do know what happens to them. But man, just waiting for it, it's just biting. Like, it's just tearing me apart because I fucking hate them. Like, oh my good, Alicent is just like. I know they want us to feel bad for Alicent because she was taken young. She was with a dude whose body was basically falling apart.
Yeah.
Had to be there, like, couldn't really live life. Mm-hmm. And then she was watching Rhaenyra basically whore out and live life. Mm-hmm. And just whatever. Then you got Cole, who just hates Rhaenyra because she just said no.
Yeah, go away with me and let's sell.
Hey, bitch, I am the queen.
Motherfucker, like, you know how expensive it is to maintain this platinum blonde? Are you insane?
I was like, this man, you cannot be saying that you got turned down by a 12-year-old or 15-year-old, however old she was, because she said, I have a duty as becoming the queen. Oh, so you don't want to fuck me no more? No!
That was a one-time... No!
I was like, oh my goodness.
My boy is salty.
And then another thing, I think that I liked about this episode is they showed how arrogant Aegon is. Is that he thinks, oh yeah, my brother killed our cousin or killed Rhaenyra's son, and his nephew.
Yeah,
his nephew. Our brother killed my sister's. I'm the king. She has to, and he don't realize the magnitude of which it is. Whereas not, they aren't bowing to you. They don't believe you're the true king. There's gonna be issues now because someone from your party just killed her son.
And then you have Otto Hightower, his granddad.
I hate him too.
Like, I think he is the only one with a sane brain.
Yeah, he's the only one that's like.
the only one with
he's the
the
only
same
one
brain.
like, look, they're gonna come back, and when they come back, we need to be ready. It's best if we just hang out here, because this is where we're the most safe. We have Vagar, we have all of our dragons here. And if they come, we have more dragons than them. It don't matter, whatever, we just have more. And it's kind of like, dog, if y'all just listen to him. But, of course they won't.
He's the new Joffrey. Like,
yeah,
Aegon. Jesus Christ.
Of course they won't. But, when Rhaenyra finally gets her closing and she comes back, boy, all David needed to hear was that shit was just, hey, it's a go.
And it's like, bring me, what's his name?
Blood and Cheese. That's their names. You talking about the two?
No, like when Rhaenyra. Aemon, yeah. Bring me Aemon Targaryen. That's all she says.
Yeah, that's all she wants. In the book, though, she didn't care. She just said a son for a son. So they did change. That's the only thing that I didn't like is that they changed. And I know where they're gonna. Like I said, I haven't seen the second season, but I know where they're gonna go. Second episode. I know they're gonna go when she's gonna get mad at Daemon for that bullshit. But it's kind of like in the book, she just said a son for a son, and then whatever plays out, how it played out is how it played out. In the book, Blood and Cheese was not looking for anyone in
specific.
Yeah,
it was just looking for a son.
Just looking for a blonde-headed kid, or white hair, blonde hair, whatever the fuck they are, and looking for a son. They found, and the thing is, they weren't sneaking in that bitch either. In the book, they were killing guards. They just bum rushed in that bitch and was like killing guards, blah blah blah. They get to what's her name, Helena, or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And that's when they ask her, hey, which son? And then she tells them the youngest one, and then they wake up the youngest one or tell the youngest one, hey, your mom wants you dead. I don't know why, but she does. And then they kill the oldest one. That is how it plays out in the book. And they cut his head off, whatever, and they take it to go. In the show, I think for people who aren't used to Game of Thrones, that might be like, oh my god, they just killed a kid. You heard the hacking of the head. And
yeah, that was pretty dope.
I was like,
that was pretty dope.
I don't know what a lot of people are like, this doesn't compare to the Red Wedding. Oh, this is like not even blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like, they changed a lot, but how much do you want to see of a kid getting killed?
Yeah, like
not even like a kid, like a baby.
Like okay, psychopath, calm down.
It's a kid getting his head hacked off, and then in the book he swung once and the head popped right off. Like it wasn't like a. So they did it worse in the show, and
you can hear the kid screaming too.
Yeah, and then he just stops screaming, and then you just hear the slicing. Like that's worse than in the book of him just. Now them talking to Helena is worse. Because I think Cheese was like, hey, if you don't tell us, we're gonna grape, or my pal Blood here is gonna grape all of you and then kill all of you or something like that. So I think in the talking wise it was worse, but the actual action of it, I mean, people wanted to see the baby's head come off, get taken off like that.
No, I don't want to see that shit.
They're like, oh, but the Red Wedding was a bunch of adults.
Yeah, killed. It's different.
Yeah, it was a bunch of adults getting killed. And I'm like, and the worst thing we saw was, honestly, the mom getting her throat slashed.
I think the worst was, like, for me at least, was seeing, like, the pregnant.
Oh, yeah, them stabbing her.
They were like, I was like, oh!
But at the same time, you're like, okay, it's like, she died almost rather instantly from bleeding out. Yeah. So it's kind of like, whatever. Rob, he freaking gets shot with arrows and he gets stabbed. and then the mom gets her throat slit. But you actually see it, so you're kind of like, oh damn. And at the end, you'll see like the wolf's head on top of Rob's body. And I thought, oh, that's fucked. I was like, that's fucked.
I was like, oh shit.
But it's kind of like, okay, whatever. And I think the shock value of the Red Wedding is why people claim it was better.
Yeah, because like a bunch of people died.
But then it's like, dog, you telling me you didn't have shock value of them finding a kid and her trying to plead to him and Blood being like, that's not a son. I need a son. And he turns over at her 2 babies and was like,
hey, like,
which one? like
pick one.
I think if they kind of honed in more on the pick one scenario and the actress was more like, you could see the mental breaking and her kind of like, yo, like, I can't really pick a son, like, blah, blah, blah. Then, yeah. I mean, they changed a few things. I don't think it was bad. But
I think it was cool. I think it was cool that at the beginning of the episode, she's like, we have to be careful. And everybody in the room is like, you know, the Queen Helena.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody in the room is like, the fuck is she talking about? And she's like, we have to be careful about the rats.
Yeah.
And like, okay, and then like rat catchers are the ones that kill the baby. Like, I thought that was pretty cool. Like, the first episode was like, it was like it felt so refreshing to finally have something good to watch.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so awesome. And like just seeing like, because HBO doesn't care like how much money they spend on the show. If it's not up to their standards, they just cancel it.
Yeah.
Like they don't care.
If it gets bad reviews.
Yeah, they don't care.
They'll be like,
even like
the
pilot. They go
episode by episode. I think they have an allotment of money.
Yeah.
And then they'll go episode by episode.
And like they have a bunch of shows that they have canceled that people never saw. It's just like the pilots. Like they get the pilot, they watch it, and they're like, "This is not up to our standard. Cancel this shit."
Like even if it is a great show, and the criticism is from something outside of the show, they'll still cancel it. Like Lovecraft Country, it was it was nominated for like different awards and shit, like a lot of awards. It had great critical acclaim, but outside noise came from it, which is like racial tension and stuff, and they're just like, nah. Canceled that shit. Like,
they're like, we don't want that.
They finished the season and was just like, y'all can have just that. Like, they're just like, everybody was like, what? Like, it made
it's such a good show. And it's like, yeah, it was.
So, yeah, they do that. Your point about Helena with the rats and stuff, I'm not going to go too much in it, but she has other instances of doing that.
Yeah, she did it in the first season too, a couple of times.
She does it, and I hope they explain why she can do that or why she does.
They probably will.
That's what I'm hoping, because it is a Targaryen thing, and each Targaryen has like a different thing. So you'll see throughout, like the reason why Daenerys whatever wasn't burned by fire is a Targaryen thing. Like different Targaryens have different things.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get into that with her, but. Yeah, I think episode 2. I heard the dialogue in episode 2 was really good.
Yes.
I heard that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that episode is just like a bunch of conversations and like not a whole lot happens, but all those conversations are so tense and so like good to watch, and like they have character moments in the second episode. There's just talking, and it's just so dope. And the last 10 minutes, it's when you get like a little bit of action and like a little bit of shock value. Like,
yeah, I think the only thing, like I said, the only thing that it would not bother me, but I kind of hate is that they do little changes between interactions with characters that kind of change the characters from the book. Whereas like last season when Aemon killed Viserys or Luke, whatever his name is.
Luke, they call him Luke.
Yeah,
I think it's Lucerys, and that's why they call him Luke.
Yeah, when they killed him, in the book, he meant to do that. Like he meant to kill him, and then he picked out his eye and gave it back to the girl who laughed at him. Like he meant to kill that boy. Now it's like, oh, my dragon just got mad and ate your dragon. You were just on him. No, that's not what happened at all. And then, you know, Rhaenyra talking about, oh, I just want Amon because blah blah blah. It's cool for the show because you know what happened. Mm-hmm. But then she doesn't give a fuck that the little boy died. She does not care in the book, and I don't know why. I think this is also the writers trying to play with that black versus green. They're doing things that make the blacks look bad, but also make somebody sympathize for the blacks. And they'll do something to make the greens look bad, but then some of the characters make you sympathize with them.
Yeah,
so it's kind of playing on that blacks versus greens thing where the people can get involved. Instead of it just being black and white where they're both horrible groups. Like they're both like genuinely horrible groups that are doing this bad thing after bad thing after bad thing.
Yeah, they're just doing war crimes because...
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, they're just doing war crime after war crime after war crime because they want somebody in the throne.
But, like, I think that works in the books, but, like...
Oh, yeah, I know it wouldn't work for TV.
I think HBO is, like, they were like, teams. People are actually talking about like, oh, I'm on team this, team that. Let's just capitalize on that. And they just like, they're just capitalizing on the teams and the hype of the show and whatever. And that's why maybe like they changed things so they can like do a little back and forth. Maybe that's why.
I thought
it's fine.
That was the first thought I thought. That's what I said. It was like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I just like people, and this is like me in everyday life. You know, Carlos knows. I just like people, if you say something, stand on that hill. Die on that hill. Like, I'm the first person to be like, nah, fuck that show. Everybody be like, Like, I'd be like,
excuse me?
Be like, that show is amazing. Nah, I don't think so. And I'll give my reasons, and it'll be off the wall reasons. I'll be like, that's what I'm saying. And then I'll just stand on
that character eat a burrito. And you're like, what?
So it's kind of like, when I see like Amon, when his Vagar killed fucking. I'm like, nah, Amon did that. Nah, I stand on that fucking hill. Like as a writer, I got stand on that shit. Amon killed him.
Have him kill him.
Like, but
just admit that shit.
But also, I don't know why they did it like that either because they showed us throughout the show when they were the kids, they didn't like the strong boys as they would call them. They didn't like them at all. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, and Amon definitely didn't like none of them. So why now are we caring? Why is he caring about killing him? Unless he's like, damn, I killed him. I know it's about to be a war now.
I think that's...
But in the book, he also didn't care about that shit.
Because in the second episode, they like kind of talk about that. He doesn't specifically say that.
But he acts like...
But like, he's like after like the fact that like, oh, they killed my nephew and whatever and shit like that. When that happens, he goes to like a brothel. Mm-hmm. And he's like there just with like one of the ladies that work there, and like he's talking about what happened. He was like, "Oh, I didn't meant to kill him. I just wanted to scare him, and I just got mad, and my dragon just killed him." And like he just keeps talking about that. He's like, "But I think it's good that Damon sees me as a threat, and he's trying to kill me while I'm sleeping and stuff like that." Like, I think HBO and the writers are like building up the fight between them.
Oh yeah, they have to. So I'll tell you right now, in the book, those two had the best fight out of the whole war.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen in episode 4 because like a lot of people are saying that episode 4 is like.
There's a lot of stuff that happens before their fight, so I don't know.
Well, I don't know. They're just saying
they said 4 seasons worth. 4 seasons worth. They don't want to pause on this, but as people say, shoot the load too early.
Yeah,
like
pause.
That's a big fight.
Yeah.
I mean, they still got like everything that happens.
Unless episode 4, they're alluding of like another type of battle, but people are saying like episode 4 should be like.
There's a war, like not a war. There's a battle before that where dragons are involved, and then there's another. That is going to take more than one episode, or it's either going to take a full episode or it's going to take more than one episode.
Because Damon just left in the second episode. He's talking with Rhaenyra. They both like argue, and he's like, "Fuck this shit," and he fucking leaves. He gets on his dragon.
If they do that fight, the next episode, that'd be crazy. But it'd be kind of weird, but it'd be crazy.
No, but he didn't go to King's Landing.
They don't fight in King's Landing.
Like he goes to like, cause like, what I got from this episode is like everybody's just talking.
Oh no, he's supposed to leave. Yeah. He's supposed to leave, and he goes to a place and he waits for Eamon to show up for like X amount of days.
Oh yeah, cause like he leaves, and like then when the episode ends,
that's the last time she sees him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna.
Do they have a kid together?
They have two.
Like him and Rhaenyra personally?
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, they have two.
Yeah, their kids are probably the most important characters out of everybody.
Yeah, they have two. Yeah, they have two. Because they show up in the second episode.
One of her kids is named Aegon, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I think he's the third. And then the other one is Jaehaerys or some shit like that. Yeah, they're probably the most important characters as far as like what happens. But yeah, I know Daemon, if he leaves this episode, then yeah, he's leaving because he waits X amount of days and nights for Aemon to show up. Like no eating, I don't know if he slept, but he definitely didn't eat. He just waited because he wanted to kill him. Like he wanted to fight him. It was like him dedicating himself to Rhaenyra that he would kill.
Oh, okay, because like the argument they have is that she's like I can't trust you.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah. And he's like, oh, I put the crown in your head and whatever.
That's what I said. The show does change some things, or they look at it at a different way. Because in the book, he was loyal to her with no fault, but it was kind of obvious. But he was very cruel. Like Daemon in the show, he's like a fucking saint compared to the book. Like Daemon is a very cruel person. So the fact that you have her questioning him and shit like that in the show is kind of like, it just adds another layer to the relationship that the book didn't have. And I think for a show you need that. You can't just have someone blindly following you.
Yeah.
And you look like Kristen Cole.
I'm not gonna talk about it because you're gonna watch it, but like the second episode is good, and I think it's the longest episode of the two. Because it's like an hour and 7 minutes.
Yeah, me and Bray are definitely gonna watch it. We were just tired yesterday.
I bet.
Damn baby.
I bet.
But so that's Game of Thrones. There was a bunch of trailers.
Bunch of trailers and new episodes of stuff and whatever.
Trailers. What other new episodes were there?
Kaiju number 8.
Okay, yeah, we'll get into anime then.
I'm telling you, bro. That show is.
Have you watched Reincarnated?
Is this Slime?
No.
I know that's one.
No. That's one of them. There's like 3 of them bitches right now. Like there's like 3 or 4 reincarnated. Like it's this dude. He was old and he got reincarnated into like a different world or some shit. And he has like magic and shit.
Mushoku Tensei?
Jobless
Jobless Reincarnation?
Yeah.
I've been following that thing since it came out, bro.
Look. I'm so glad. Season 1, there's only one action scene really.
There's a couple, but there's like, I think like 4.
I'm talking about with him.
Oh well, like he has like one fight.
Him versus Dragon.
Versus Orsted, the dragon god.
That shit. When I'm okay, there was more fights.
Bro, if you like that, are you caught up?
I'm caught up. But what I'm saying is him versus. When the animation was turned up for a fight, when you could see what they could do with animation,
yeah.
Even though second season they changed animation a little bit, it looks a little different. But that's a good show. I don't think it's the best show out right now. For a lot of reasons.
It's definitely underrated.
It's definitely
like
underrated.
Not enough people are watching that show.
I think it has a mix for those anime girls who just like relationship shit and like the.
It's like slice of life, action, fantasy, everything. It has everything.
The drama, the love stuff.
Because right now, what's going on, I'm like, that's a little controversial.
Yeah, him wanting 2 wives and shit like that. Yeah. So,
like I'm a little.
The action in this season.
The last episode, like
when
not
his dad dies.
Not this one. The one where his dad
dragon?
died.
Yeah.
Like the whole fight with the Hydra.
Oh my god.
Holy crap!
There's so. The only thing I don't like is that they take like episodes in between each action. Like,
Oh yeah.
They'll do like.
But I don't mind that because it feels more organic to me. Like when the action starts, I'm like, oh shit.
I just think it's consistent with this anime where it's like they'll give you an action scene or an action episode every 3 to 4 episodes, which is consistent with the anime, which I'm okay with. But that's been going crazy lately. Demon Slayer is finally there. It's finally picking up. Oh, we just got notice too, or information that they're doing 3 movies for the Castle arc. So, last episode, what did you think?
Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
Like, I was so hyped when Zenitsu got the letter. I was like, finally!
I was sad because
finally.
it's like I know why he got the letter, and I was like, oh, it's here. But what killed me is I did not realize that motherfucker knew Dyamic. Zenitsu's older sibling.
Oh, the Upper Moon.
Yeah, I didn't know that he knew Dyamic back then, and he's the reason why all of them got killed. Yeah. And then he's now the reason why Zenitsu got that letter. I'm only saying that because for the people who haven't read the manga, I'm just letting you guys. I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
Yeah,
But oh my, like Dyamic's backstory.
Oh, bro.
Was, I think, the rawest because he didn't black out like the rest of them did. Mm-hmm. A lot of the other Hashiras, they blacked out whenever they went to go fight a demon, and this is before they become swordsmen. They just fight them, and then they just have that strength to kill them. Mm-hmm. He literally never blacked out. He's just like, no, I'm stronger than you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
to a demon. He's like, I'm stronger than you. I'm going to defeat you.
Like, you don't get it, bro.
Dog, there's no way. I'm like, and that puts a perspective, like, for some people who don't know Dyamic. That's why he is the strongest.
That's why
Hashira.
He's the strongest Hashira. And the strongest swordsman.
Yeah, the strongest swordsman they have to, like, right now in that day and age. Mm-hmm. Because he can barehandedly go kill a demon if he needed to or if he wanted to. And matter of fact, I don't think he really uses his weapons unless it's an upper moon. But he only faced one upper moon in his lifetime.
And not even like just an upper moon.
Yeah.
The upper
moon. Like the number 1 first upper moon ever created. So I think his backstory was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was freaking awesome.
I think that Zenitsu getting the letter, of course.
That was raw.
Because Zenitsu's going to turn into a beast after that. Everybody's trajectory of them becoming a Hashira is kind of going their way now. Like Zenitsu, I don't think ever finished the training either. I think he just leveled up.
I think he just says like fuck it, I'm just gonna go fight this guy.
Yeah, he levels up on his own. It was just like. He just came into battle and was just like...
I don't even want to say what he does.
Yeah.
That makes him so fucking sick, because, like, that's just going to ruin, the surprise. So I'm not going to say.
I just let him be. What did you think of the main villain walking? That might be top 2 entrances of all time. That might be top 2
of all time. Bro, that was so insane. When I watched it, all I could think about was, like, all the edits in TikTok about it. I was like, bro.
The way they had where it just click, and then you see his shadow, then it cuts off, then you get the little credits. And then the post-credit, he finishes the walk, he shows up. I'm like, this shit is dope. I was like, oh my goodness. Next episode is going to be dope too. Like, all the Hashiras are going to be like on high alert. And let me tell you, I'm going to let y'all know this right now. I don't care if it's a spoiler. You can put spoiler alert. As soon as the Hashiras realize what is going on, it goes straight into a battle. Like, it's straight in. There's no breaks. There's no like, oh, we gotta talk this out.
No. There's no like one more episode of them like preparing or whatever. No.
It's Hashiras are on go. They're like, Muzan is where? Bet. And it's just like, we're going there right now. There's no waiting. There's none of that. And of course, our three boys,
like
Tanjiro,
all the smoke.
Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu are there. What's her face too?
The butterfly one.
The butterfly. Her little.
Because Shinobu is the Hashira.
Yeah,
and the little one, I forgot about that.
I forgot her name, but she's there too. When I tell you they're all on go, they are all on go. Like anybody that's in the show that's in any important second or the one Hashira's little brother, he's on go. I'm telling you, everybody.
Everybody.
No breaks, no anything, and that's what I hope they do that. Like I hope after this, they don't even have to show us the fight. They just show everybody just like fuck that, we're there. Like you can save it for the movies, you can do whatever you want, but just show us. Like,
just give them before the movie. Just give them like an entrance. Yeah. Just make it epic.
Or show them where they're split up at. Mm-hmm. Like show them. My thing is, so they posted a picture of 3 movies, right? And they put Akaza versus the water.
Yeah.
They showed Dyamic versus the first one, and then they showed the second Upper Moon versus Inosuke and the girl. My thing is Zenitsu.
They're probably gonna put like, because a bunch of fights happen. Because like
a bunch of fights. Tanjiro's with the water.
Tanjiro's with like fights Akaza with Gyome.
Yeah, with Gyome. No. No, Dyamic, that's him, right?
No, wait, it's not Gyome, it's Gyu
is something.
Gyu? That's his name?
The water Hashira. Man,
yeah.
He fights him with him, but I think Zenitsu's like sprinkled in there between all the fights.
Yeah.
Except the first one. The first one, they don't get to him until later.
And like the first one fights.
No, I mean the first Hashira. They don't get to him till later.
Oh yeah, but he fights like 4 Hashiras at the same time.
Yeah, but I mean all the other Hashiras.
The first Upper Moon, sorry.
Yeah, first Upper Moon fights all the Hashiras basically, but they don't get to him until like later on.
Just saying, my boy was. That was plot.
Who's your boy?
Like the first Upper Moon.
Oh.
Like that was plot.
All of them were plot except the second one.
He was gonna win.
Yeah, all of them were plot except the second one. The second Upper Moon?
The one that fights Inosuke
and them. Because they had a plan going in.
Yeah.
And then the plan didn't even go to plan. But then it ended up working at the end.
And the Zenitsu one. Because Zenitsu, like...
But, I mean, he's a weak Upper Moon. I'm not even counting that one. I mean, Zenitsu still killed an Upper Moon by himself.
Exactly.
But it's like... he didn't know his full power. He didn't know how to control his Upper Moon power either. Like, he was just like, fuck it, I'm just destroying you because I'm a demon. Zenitsu was like, fuck that. But...
Yeah, Zenitsu, like... Zenitsu has a line that is so cold in that fight.
Yeah, it's true.
He calls him trash. He's like too slow trash. Shit.
What's coming up is just going to be crazy. I can't wait to see how they animate it.
And if it's a movie...
The Upper Moon fight's going to be crazy. Upper Moon 1 is going to be so good. Because now you're seeing the strongest of the strongest fight.
Kokushibo, I think his name is.
Yeah, you're seeing the strongest of the strongest fight. I'm not going to say who lives or who doesn't, but you'll see. It's going to be cool. It's going to be sad in some parts. But yeah, I'm telling you, that walkout by Muzan.
Oh, bro, that was so cold.
That was some of the best animation I've ever seen.
That was insane too. Like that was one of the best entrances in anime.
The fact he had no worry, like he didn't care. We're gonna start again in 1, 2, 3. They had some of the best. Sorry, there was like a bunch of dogs outside.
It was
just
weird.
Like going crazy. But that was some of the best animation I've seen. Just simple walking, like just the smoke, all that. And he had no care in the world. He was just like, yeah, I'm here. Like, it's whatever. Also, I think this is the next episode. Might be the episode when they have a conversation when they realize that they're related. Or when he tells Muzan they're related. because their family is now cursed because of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think so. Now that I think about it, I didn't even thought about that.
Yeah, they're related. They're I'm sure it's gonna be explained, but yeah, they're related like that. Kaiju 8.
Bro.
Kaiju 8 has been having a spectacular season.
Bro.
I want to give it up for
one of the best first seasons and debuts of an anime.
I think it's up there with My Hero.
Yeah.
My Hero, Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
It's up there, like.
Bro, and the production is so like the intro.
Yeah.
The intro is insane. The outro is insane.
I hope they use that same intro for the second season.
Or he can just sing another one. Isn't it Youngblood that does it?
I don't know who does that. The intro.
Because the outro is One Republic.
One Republic's the outro.
Which I have it on my phone. That outro is insane.
I have the intro on my phone, actually.
It's fucking sick.
Damn. But yeah, thinking about it, that is... Kaiju 8 has... animation-wise picked up.
Yeah.
Fight scenes-wise picked up. The only thing is I realized that they're animated, they're people a little more blocky than how they are in the manga.
Yeah.
Like, very blocky.
The only thing that I'm a little worried is that, like, they've been giving us fight scene after fight scene and epic moment after... Not yet. I'm just waiting for
it's all fight
anime
scenes from here on out.
But, like...
They have a little training. After this, they have a little training. Because,
like, in the manga, I get it. But animating, like, fight scene after fight scene, like, this is expensive. It's an expensive anime.
I mean, it could be, but the way it is like, you have a little training area or whatever. You can have for a couple episodes in season 2. Well, they're already on season 2. They're already working on it. They already got. They already said that they were working on it. They didn't even let us know. Oh, they're getting on this scene. They're currently already working on it.
Because this show's way too good, bro.
So one of the issues is not issues, but one of the things that I liked. I told you last pod that we did. I was like, the way that the story is going, he's gonna meet her dad.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that. Like, you told me like an episode or 2 back.
Yeah. About
her dad, and I saw him, and I was like, okay, here we go. And then they started fighting. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's literally fighting him, and you can kind of tell from this episode, he's not necessarily being a dick. He's just like trying to gauge how much of a kaiju is Kafka.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to gauge, like, they've never had something like this happen before.
Yeah, I feel like this is what I perceived it was. Because, like, in the room, they're all talking like, oh, we just forged him into a weapon. And the other dude is like, no, we just kill him. And the other dude is like, why don't we just use him as a weapon? And he says, like, fuck all that. Throw me in there. I'm gonna fight him. Yeah, I'm like, okay, damn.
Right, he's real about it. He is the strongest kaiju hunter they have. Like, he's the strongest officer they have.
He has like number 2's weapon, right?
So that's what I was telling you about. There's different suits. So the regular suit is like what everybody has that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
He has the different suits where they're taken from kaijus.
Yeah.
Number 1 through now 8, because we just have a kaiju 8.
Because they mentioned it in the show. Like, he's like fighting, and Kafka's like, what the fuck is this suit? And like, in the background, they're just saying like, oh, his suit is made of number 2, and like, it's the whole suit like glows with his gauntlets and stuff. And I'm like, bro, that is so sick.
So like, the suit is infused with number 2. It has parts of number 2, but the gloves are actually number 2's like body. And then so in the manga, it looks more organic, more like a kaiju.
Oh, like kaiju parts.
Yeah, that's in the show.
It looks more mechanical. Yeah.
But in the thing, it looked more organic. But the suits can vary. So the suits can look more kaiju if they want to wear the suits.
Oh.
So some people can get powers through the suit. So a couple other people we know are gonna get different kaiju parts. Now remember,
I have a theory.
Now remember
about one of the suits.
You have 1 through 10 kaiju now. Mm-hmm. They don't have 8 or 9s because they haven't faced 8 or 9 before. And 9 is still out there.
Which one is the one the red one that they just fought?
10.
That was 10?
10, yeah.
The one that Hoshina fought?
Yeah.
Like the vice captain?
Yeah, Levi knockoff?
Yeah, I have a theory about that.
Yeah, your theory is possibly right.
I think he's gonna wear that motherfucker.
your theory is possibly right.
Oh, I knew it.
But that's the different, like, suits or whatever that goes with it. My only thing is, we haven't even met the best characters yet, like, or coolest characters yet.
No.
Like, the other captains are so cool. Like,
because we've only met the 3rd division and Hoshina Kikoru, that's her name, like the blonde girl with the axe, Kikoru Hoshina.
Oh yeah, but she's not a captain.
No, not Hoshina. No,
the
but like
daughter, right? Yeah,
like
yeah.
the dad. We've only met like him.
Yeah.
And the 3rd division.
Well, he's stronger. So actually, I think we only meet the 1st division next. 1st division captain. I don't think we meet any other captain, if I'm not mistaken. But 1st division captain. Now, none of them can beat fucking her dad, the one that.
Yeah, I imagine.
None of them can beat him, especially because he has number 2 shit. Like, he's perfectly in sync with that shit. Nobody can beat him.
Bro, the way that
besides another kaiju. Like, you'll see this next episode. If they do it right, Kaiju 8 fucks him up. Like bad. Like, so in the manga he looks more monstrous than what he looks like in the show. But
I saw a picture.
Yeah, in the show he looks monstrous more than what he usually does. But yeah, he's like on a different level. Like, it's just that he's not in control of any of his movements, so he moves like a monster, not like a human. Yeah. So it's kind of like he's like running on all 4s and he's like super speed and he's just like headbutting him. Like, he's doing everything he can to kill this man, but he doesn't look at him also as a human because he has number 2s on.
Oh yeah, so he looks at him like a kaiju.
That's another kaiju, so he's also fighting him like a kaiju. It's like a whole thing, and it's like the way they go about it is cool. I think this show has nothing but up from here. It's about to be fight after fight. Season 2, it looks like, I'm trying to remember the manga. It looks like it's just be all fights. Besides the little training period that they have, after that it's just all fighting.
Look, I understand that some people watch anime like and they love like story building and like world building and this and that. Bro, sometimes we need an anime that is just pure chaos and fighting and like whatever. Like, I don't care about anything else.
Shit. Look, say that for like Notebook. Or no, I said Notebook. I'm sorry, Death Note.
I mean, there is a Notebook.
Death Note, Attack on Titan, things of that nature, right?
Yeah, if you enjoy that type of stuff, like, all power to you. But sometimes all I want is just to sit down and watch 2 characters just like duke it out, just fucking fight.
Yeah, that's all. Honestly, that's all I want sometimes too. I think with Reincarnated Jobless or whatever that is.
Jobless Reincarnation?
Yeah, Jobless Reincarnation. I think that's a good, like, pace changer. I think the anime that are out right now are very good pace changers.
Yeah, because you get Kaiju number 8 and
My Hero.
Demon Slayer, My Hero on Saturdays.
Now, I'll be honest. My Hero is turning the fuck up right now. Yeah. It's nothing but just action at the moment. It's not... So you're not gonna get much difference out of that. Yeah. But My Hero tries to put in like talking in their fights, like, so you're not getting a lot like kaiju. Yeah, like
analyzing the fight and whatever.
Kaiju is straight like, nah. Whenever it's fighting, it is fighting.
Yeah, they're fighting and they're like, oh, my suit is overheating. I don't care, and they just keep fighting. Like,
yeah, it's like they're fighting. It's not much. I think after this, we'll get a little bit of a break as far as like the decision the guy makes. Of course, Kafka doesn't die. Like,
Obviously.
He's the main character. Obviously, they need him because you still got number 9 out there, and they know that. So they're like, okay, obviously. So obviously he doesn't die. It's not a spoiler. Y'all should know that shit.
Yeah.
So he doesn't die.
It's not Game of Thrones.
So, as you know, they're all split up because last episode she told them they're splitting them up into different districts. So Kafka and the girl, the pigtails, they go to district.
The yellow hair girl.
Yeah, the daughter. Yeah.
Kikoru, I think that's her name.
Maybe I gotta memorize these names.
Yeah.
But they go to District 1.
Oh, that's where they meet the captain from. Okay.
Yeah, they go to District, but District 1 is directly under her dad. Yeah, so, and her dad trained the captain from District 1.
Oh, that might.
Like, he's her protege. The District 1 captain is the dad's protege, like, more so than the daughter is.
Oh, my God.
That's why the daughter, you'll meet them, and she's, like, jealous of the captain because he doesn't act like a captain until he gets into a fight, and then he's like a monster. Like,
oh, shit.
He's one of those anime characters that are so laid back, you never would guess they're as dangerous as they are. Like, when I say laid back, I mean like super, like he doesn't like his job at all. Like
so Shikamaru from Naruto.
Yes, except imagine Shikamaru with like Kakashi's power.
Oh my God! Oh shit!
Like imagine Shikamaru and Shikamaru outside of battle. That as soon as a battle happens, he's like. It's like my guy with 8 gates open.
Oh my God,
like,
dude!
That's how if I put them on a scale, right? You got at the moment you have number 8. Mm-hmm. You have the dad. Number 8 beats the dad during this whole ordeal. So you have number 8. You have the dad. Then you have not even under, somewhere in that mix, District 1's captain's there.
That's insane.
And then you have District 3's captain. Then you have the fake knockoff Levi. And then you have the pigtail, the daughter. And then you have everybody else. Well, actually, after her, the ice dude, the cold hair, the one he calls the guy,
like...
He gets an upgrade.
I thought he would, because, like, he's been foreshadowed like a good fighter.
At this, like... Season 2, for sure, you'll see his upgrade.
Oh, shit, I can't wait.
I'm
just excited for this show. Like, I haven't been excited for a show like an anime in a long time, and this one is like,
it's a good palate cleanser. It's like we don't have a lot of that. I think Demon Slayer for me would have been that this year if it was that type of story for this season. But it's not. It's a training arc.
Yeah, it's a training arc. Yeah.
So it's not. It wasn't like that. It's been fun, I guess. Like nothing's really been like crazy about it. But I think right now, like especially one episode left of Kaiju number 8, mm-hmm. I think they've just had a fantastic run now, a fantastic year, a fantastic season. I don't think many people can do what they did, honestly.
For real.
Like to come to mind, like first seasons, I have to give it to My Hero, Demon Slayer, this, and I'm just talking about new gen.
New gen animes. Yeah.
I don't really see a lot. Like Jobless Reincarnation, the first season was okay to me. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't hold a candle to those other ones.
Oh yeah, no. It's a completely different anime too. Yeah, it doesn't try to be popular.
Yeah, then My Hero Academia has been going good. It's almost over. Season wise, which is crazy. I feel like they just started.
Yeah, I feel like they just started.
But
it's already ending.
They're almost done. I think they have done good so far, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't complain about any animes right now.
Yeah, animes are like pretty good right now.
And it's funny because first episode we were complaining.
We were like, oh, we ain't got shit to watch, man. Like
anime is slow right now. I think even the second episode we were like, anime is slow right now.
We're still not watching anything.
We're not doing this. Nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden, just they all hit us at once. And it's been loving it. Anime's been doing better than live action shit lately.
For real.
I was like, that is crazy. Other things that's coming out in theaters, I know on the top of my head, Deadpool's coming out soon.
Yeah, Deadpool finally.
Finally, almost here. I'm gonna go watch it. I'm either gonna watch it on my phone or go watch it. One of the two. is what it is. But it's going to be watched.
Yeah.
I just recently watched a movie.
Inside Out. Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
I watched it too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Bad Boy. Here's your movie review. Bad Boys, amazing.
Yeah, I loved it.
Bad Boys was amazing.
I'm sorry. I don't care about anybody else, what they say. I loved it.
Slap Chris Rock again.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let everybody who watched that movie slap Chris Rock.
That movie was so good. I just wanted to go in and watch a body cop movie.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. I was like, this is all I wanted. Yeah. I love it.
Does it compare to the second Bad Boys is my favorite one out of the whole thing.
The third one wasn't.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
This one is better than by a long shot. I feel like this Bad Boys that just came out. The highlights in the movie for me were Reggie
Wick.
Dog.
Reggie Wick, bro.
The action in this was actually really good.
Yeah.
The action was real good.
Yeah.
It was way funnier than the last one. Mm-hmm. I felt like the jokes seemed to land better.
At the beginning, I was a little worried. Like the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie, I was like, I don't know if this is hidden. But as soon as the plot starts, all the jokes, all the action, all the dialogues, everything that happens in the movie just
and Will
turns
Smith,
up.
Will Smith's been promoting this hard, crazy. So I think it's even cool that he has Martin Lawrence out there with him, because Martin Lawrence really doesn't do press runs and shit like that. But man, this was a good movie. I was very surprised.
I was surprised. Yeah.
I was pleased, and I was like, I would watch this again. I would go watch this again. And I think it's a movie Bree would actually like too.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to be in better quality on my phone, so then I can just put it on TV, honestly. Because I'm not taking her to a movie theater, especially with 2 kids. That's
not same. I watched Inside Out too.
I didn't watch that, but I've been hearing crazy reviews about it. That it's good as shit. I've been hearing it's good.
Bro, I enjoyed that movie so much.
And you know what's great? I've been hearing grown-ups saying it was good as shit. Not even that, I took my kids and blah, blah, blah. No. It's been grown people no, this movie's good.
Yeah, this movie, I'm telling you, bro, when you get the chance, watch it. It's it's a really, really, really good movie.
I also watched that movie about them sharks in Paris. About that shark in Paris. It's so... It's on Netflix, right? And it's in French or whatever they speak. I think it's French. They have this shark, right? And in the beginning of the movie, they're there. And I don't know if this is an indie film or anything like that. I don't think it is. But people online, the reason I heard about it is because there was reviews out there from big review people on YouTube
saying it was good,
saying it's as good as or better than Jaws, or it's the new Jaws.
No.
So I was like, okay, I have my personal opinion about Jaws. Out of shark movies, I guess it's the best shark movie, because I'm thinking about shark movies right now and I can't name one that really, except Deep Blue Sea. That one I liked a lot.
Oh, Deep Blue Sea, yeah.
Yeah, but it was kind of I guess that's a scary shark movie. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Fuck. Jaws, I'll give it to it just because there's not many more.
Meg.
Jaws fucking has it. I can't think of one. But I was like, okay, let me check this out. Then I find out it's in fucking French. So I'm like, do I really want to read this shit? Or do I just want to... So I turned the English on, whatever, so I don't have to read it. Mm-hmm. And so the movie starts off... I'll give you a quick summary. The movie starts off... This woman has a team of divers. They go in. They're looking for the sharks. They can't find nothing. And all of a sudden, they just see a whole shitload of mako sharks. Right? And mako sharks are smaller type of shark. Mm-hmm. It's not like a shark. It could kill you if it keeps attacking you, but you have a chance.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. They're all female, blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking, all right, there's going to be a mako shark that's a male that's going to be terrorizing people probably. Then a mako shark that's way bigger than the rest of them. And when I say way big, I mean it's like a great white.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like, how's a mako shark that big? A mako shark is... You remember on Nemo, the 3 sharks?
Yeah.
You remember the one with like the teeth that were like all fucked up?
Yeah.
That's a mako shark.
Oh,
That's how small it's supposed to be. Then you remember Bruce, that was a great white. How bigger he was.
Yeah.
That mako shark somehow grew the size of that.
What the hell?
So then we're like, how the fuck is a mako? In my head, I'm like, how the fuck? But then the lady says, how the fuck is it that big when it was only this many meters last time we saw her? So I'm like, that's weird. So, and then she said it was a her. So I'm like, so it's another girl, and all those other mako sharks were girls.
So where's the male?
So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then once they realized, oh, that's a big ass shark, the dude was like, hey, I don't feel good about this. Let's get out the water. She's like, no, I need a sample. He's like, what the fuck? And he literally was like that in the movie. So I'm like, hey, I feel you, dog. Like,
yeah, I would do the same thing.
He goes to get a sample. He has to stab the shark, and the shark swims off like fast as shit. And all of a sudden, it starts picking them off one by one. Oh, so then the girl that's on the boat dives in there. Why? Why would you do that? And the mako shark, or she literally see, or her husband was in the water, and you literally just see his hand with the ring on it, the wedding ring, and then like she pops out of the water, blood, because it's everybody else's blood. It's like out of her mouth, shit like that. And then it fast forwards to like months or years later, I don't fucking remember. And they're in like Paris, and like that ravine or whatever, I forgot what it's called, but it's like where they do like the triathlon where they have to swim. Yeah. In like the river or whatever, the Hudson, whatever they call it over there. They find out the shark is swimming in that bitch. So they're like, how the fuck is the shark in that area? Like, it's only like a Hudson. It's not like an actual ocean. How is it in there? So they're like, oh, some things are getting attacked. And they're like, oh, we think it's a shark in the thing. And everybody's like, how the fuck is a shark in there?
A shark?
And they're like, well, we can't report this because we have the triathlon happening. So she's like, cancel this shit.
Cancel it.
And they're like, we can't. This is the chief. She's like, the chief of police. Oh, we can't, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Fast forward, they're now hunting this bitch down, right? They go through this little well thing, and the characters, right? The main character is the woman. Then there's another character, there's a girl. And they're like, this girl is kind of, she's not a main character, she's a side character. But she's annoying as fuck. She's like, we gotta save the sharks, save the sharks. And she knows what happened to that lady's team and why it happened.
Yeah, we're still gonna save them.
So she blames the lady for that, though. Of what happened to the team and shit like that. But she's like, we gotta save the shark and blah, blah, blah. So the lady's like, nah, fuck that. That shark is growing too big and too fast and I don't know why. So she's literally telling, she's with the cops and they're hunting the shark down because they are gonna try to kill it, whatever. And the annoying bitch turns off the tracker. So then the girl that the annoying bitch is working with was like, hey, if I turn this tracker off, there's not a guarantee I can get it back on. No, who cares? Turn it off. So now they turn the tracker off. Now they got that big ass shark in that Hudson River.
And they can't find it.
And they can't find it. So now, fast forward again, the girl has like her and a bunch of other supporters in like this little sewer area where it's like around it is like this skinny area around and one entrance and one not entrance where it's just a big thing ass water and then you can stand on the side of the cement and then to get out of it you have to swim to the exit to get to the back to the like Hudson or whatever.
What the hell? No.
So the police get through there and they're like, what are you doing? And then the main character girls with the police, they're like, what are y'all doing? And then the girl, the annoying bitch, jumps in the middle with the big ass puddle thing, and she's like, "Oh, we're gonna save the sharks. I'm gonna prove to you the sharks aren't blah blah blah." So then one fin goes up, and then that girl's like, the main character's like, "That fin's smaller than the one we've been looking for."
Yeah.
And then the big ass fin goes up, and they're now circling her, and they realize, oh, she had a baby. And guess what? The girl tries to touch the baby one swims off. And all of a sudden, but during that time, you lost track of the big fin. And then it comes up from under and grabs her like a great white, and it's not a great white. But it comes up, snatches her, pulls her down, and they're both tearing her apart under the water. And then now everybody's panicking but pushing other people in that bitch.
Oh my god.
So they're all getting attacked by both sharks. And then, like I said, to get out that bitch, they have to go through one area. So they're all going through it, and it's getting deeper and deeper because they have to swim out. But it's just enough for the sharks, if they wanted to swim up that bitch. and they ended up killing the baby, right? They go study the shark, and they realize, oh, this ain't a mako. This is a different species. It created its own species. Because that baby was
what in the world?
That baby was only 3 months old or some shit like that, or 6 months old. Not enough to freaking have babies, and they cut off the stomach, and it was a bunch of baby ass mako sharks in their stomach. So not only did it create a new species of shark, it didn't need a male. It could procreate by itself, like a seahorse or some shit. So that happened, and eventually the triathlon still happens.
A lot of people die.
And then they were shooting in the water, but earlier in the movie, they were like, two guys were like metal fishing, where they throw like a metal magnet down there and pick shit up, and they picked up like a bomb, like a.
Oh my god, it exploded.
And then, so they were like, oh, there's a lot of old bombs down there from the old wars and shit like that, because there wasn't always water that covered that area up. It was just, man, they were shooting. The military was shooting in that bitch. All of them, one exploded. And then all of them, all around the city of Paris started exploding. And then the end shot was the main cop on like a roof of some tall ass building. But right under them was just water and a bunch of mako sharks.
That's how the movie ended?
And I was like, this movie's fucking shit. Oh my gosh. I can't believe somebody told me this movie was good. I was like, this movie is not good. It literally was...
It goes nowhere.
A bunch of mako sharks. They did all that work for a bunch of them bitches just to be there. Like, of course I'm leaving shit out. But when I say they do a bunch of work, they do a lot of work just for it to end up the way it ended.
Oh my god, that fucking sucks.
Like, to save them, they need a big ass boat. Like, they can't even take like a little speed, like rubber shits, because then they'll get killed.
Because the freaking mako shark.
And the thing is, the mako shark, when it realized what was happening, it was swimming away from all the explosions. Before it even exploded, it started swimming away.
So it's smart.
I was like, dog. It started shooting at them, and it was like a fucking cartoon moment. Like, the shark saw the bombs and it was like, oh. And it just started.
So the shark knew that was a bomb.
Dog.
And it was going to explode. That makes a lot of sense.
That first one exploded. No, after the first one exploded. It exploded, and a bunch of military dudes, it was under like their little speed like rubber shits.
Yeah. It
exploded and they flipped over, whatever. Shark didn't even bother eating them. It just swam the fuck away. And all of a sudden the rest of them started exploding like one by one. And all of a sudden it pans to like Paris like as a whole, and all you just see the bridges start exploding because the shit's hitting the bridges.
Oh my god.
I was like, if you watch that shit, you'll have a fun time because it's funny as shit. I was like, this is better than Jaws.
I need to watch it, bro.
I was like, this is better than Jaws. Oh my fucking goodness. It was like, and people watching this, but like, you're butchering it. Dog, that movie butchered itself. There's no way. It's like, oh, this is better than Jaws. I'm like, how much they pay y'all?
Yeah, what the hell? Like,
this movie is ass. But
it is what it is.
That's all I have for reviews. I'm trying to think. Like I said, I ain't got no notes. I ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
There was so much that we missed out on for the time being. There's a lot of trailers, but internet is down, so we're not watching trailers. Like I told you before, or behind the camera, I was excited for the Pharrell.
The Lego thing.
Because it's all Lego. It has like Kendrick Lamar, Kanye, it has everybody he was working with, so I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Kit Harington has that new one called Beast with it.
Yeah.
Today I just watched a Nosferatu trailer too.
Oh yeah, that did come out today. I haven't watched it.
It's what's his name? The Skarsgård. Played the It Clown.
It has Willem Dafoe too, and all those.
And dude that's playing Lex Luthor too.
Yeah.
And I want to say the dude that's playing Craven might be in it as well.
Taylor Johnson?
Something like that, yeah. I think it is
Taylor Johnson? Something like that? That's his name?
Yeah. But it's like a bunch of them in it. It's Lily Rose too.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's the main woman in it. That should be fun. I want to see. I know we don't talk about statues hardly, but nothing really statues. I am going to pay off this guy. He's giving me the big Hunter x Hunter statue.
Oh, I think you're talking about that.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Haven't heard nothing about my Dio with Anakin and Obi-Wan, the big one.
Yeah.
But really on the statue front, there's not much that's going on there. Not much drama in the statue world either, as far as like companies. I think companies are now course correcting their mistakes, and things like that. I haven't been on a lot of lives anyway because I've been sick and I've been busy other than that. But yeah, that's it. They actually asked me to tell you, if you ever want to go on live, let them know, because they go through StreamYard and you can do StreamYard. Or they just send you a link and then you click the link, and as long as you have a camera, you're on.
That's dope.
So they were like, hey, if Carlos ever wants to do blah blah blah, and I was like, we'll see.
Yeah. Comic book wise, there's not a lot of things either.
I know you didn't bring no comic books.
Yeah. I didn't bring anything because I haven't it's not Wednesday, so.
Yeah. And then Wednesday you leaving anyway to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and Wednesday I'm not
It's crazy. This man going to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
No, what's even crazier is I was off for 3 months and now I'm off.
And now you're off again.
My job hates me, y'all. My unit hates me. There's no way around it. It's whatever. As long as I do my job, I don't really care.
Hey, whatever.
But that's it for this episode. I know it kind of seemed like we were rambling, but it was a lot of stuff that went on, a lot of stuff that unpacked. You have anything coming in or anything special going
on? No, not really. I'm a little excited to go to Puerto Rico because they have a bunch of comic book shops over there, and there's a bunch of comic books that they sell over there that they don't sell here because it's like independent companies from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So I want to see if I can get some of the the DC superhero La Borriqueña. She's like a Superman, but obviously not as strong as Superman, but she has those type of powers. She can fly and whatever.
Okay.
But her suit is like the Puerto Rican flag, colors and whatever.
Y'all be repping Puerto Rico hard.
Why wouldn't we? Hell yeah.
Hard as hell.
But I'm excited to go over there, see if I can snatch some of those. I don't know, nothing else really. Nothing else.
Yeah. I think during this break, my father-in-law is coming with his wife.
Ooh.
And his son, so Bree's little brother. So that should be fun. Well, mostly fun for Bree because she hasn't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Her dad-wise, she hasn't seen that in a while, and her little brother. So, her older brother's supposed to be coming too, but he's coming later. So, later in the year. So we'll see how that goes. But
we're just getting ready for the baby too. So.
Huh?
We're just getting ready for the baby.
Yeah, y'all gotta get ready for that.
We already did the registry and whatever.
That's gonna hit y'all fast.
Oh yeah. October is right around the corner.
That's before you know it, you're gonna be in the hospital room waiting.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be fast, but yeah, we ain't got nothing else for y'all. Hope y'all enjoy.